Forests are the great breathing ecosystems of our world. They are vast communities of trees, plants, and creatures, all living together in a delicate and intricate balance. These are not merely collections of wood. They are vital systems that produce the very oxygen we need to breathe. They are the planet's lungs, inhaling carbon dioxide and exhaling life-giving air. Their importance extends far beyond this fundamental role. They are the guardians of the soil, preventing it from washing away during heavy rains. And they play a crucial part in regulating the Earth's climate, influencing weather patterns across continents and oceans. Without these magnificent natural structures, life as we know it would be impossibly different. India, a land of extraordinary contrasts, is home to a spectacular variety of these green worlds. From the dense, humid jungles of the south to the hardy, sparse woodlands of the desert regions, the country showcases a remarkable spectrum of forest types. This diversity is a direct result of India's varied geography and climate. The towering Himalayas in the north, the long coastlines to the east and west, and the vast central plateau all create unique conditions where different kinds of forests can thrive. Each forest type is a unique chapter in the story of life, with its own cast of characters and its own set of rules for survival, a testament to nature's incredible adaptability. Understanding these forests is not just an academic exercise, it is a journey into the heart of our planet's natural heritage. They are living libraries, holding countless species of plants and animals, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. These forests provide essential resources for millions of people, offering everything from timber and medicinal plants to clean water and a stable environment. They are places of profound beauty and wonder, inspiring awe and connecting us to the natural world in a way that few other environments can. Exploring them reveals the sheer ingenuity of life and the interconnectedness of all living things. Our exploration will take us through 4 of India's most significant forest types. We will wander through the evergreen canopies of the tropical rainforests, witness the seasonal transformations of the deciduous woodlands, navigate the thorny landscapes of the arid zones, and wade into the unique coastal world of the mangroves. Each one is a masterpiece of evolution, a complex web of life that has taken millions of years to form. By looking closely at their climate, their unique plants, and the incredible animals that call them home, we can begin to appreciate the immense natural wealth that these forests represent, and the urgent need to protect them for generations to come. The tropical rainforests are perhaps the most vibrant and life-filled places on our planet. They are defined by their climate, consistently warm temperatures, and incredibly high rainfall throughout the year. These forests receive more than 200 centimeters of rain annually, creating a perpetually damp and humid environment. This constant moisture means the trees never need to shed their leaves all at once, resulting in a landscape that remains lush and green year-round. In India, these magnificent forests are primarily found in the Western Ghats, a mountain range running along the western coast, and in the northeastern states like Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, as well as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The structure of a tropical rainforest is a marvel of natural engineering, organized into distinct layers. At the very top is the emergent layer, where the tallest trees tower above everything else, reaching for the sunlight. Below this is the canopy, a dense, interlocking roof of leaves and branches that captures most of the sunlight and is home to a staggering amount of life. Further down is the understory, a darker, more humid layer of smaller trees and shrubs that have adapted to life in the shade. Finally, there is the forest floor, a dim, quiet world where sunlight barely penetrates and where decomposition happens rapidly, recycling nutrients back into the soil. The geography of these regions plays a critical role in their existence. The Western Ghats, for instance, act as a massive barrier to the moisture-laden monsoon winds blowing in from the Arabian Sea. As the clouds rise up the mountains, they cool and release their water as torrential rain, drenching the western slopes and feeding the forests. A similar process occurs in the northeast, where the Himalayan foothills trap the monsoon winds from the Bay of Bengal. This reliable, heavy rainfall is the lifeblood of the rainforest, sustaining its incredible density and the rich biodiversity that depends on it for survival. These forests are ancient ecosystems, having existed for millions of years. They are some of the oldest and most complex habitats on Earth. The sheer stability of their climate, with little variation in temperature or rainfall from season to season, has allowed life to evolve into an incredible array of specialized forms. Every niche, from the highest branches to the soil below, is occupied. The air is thick with the sounds of insects, birds, and monkeys, a constant symphony of life. It is a world of intense competition, where every organism fights for light, food, and space, contributing to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of the rainforest. The plant life in India's tropical rainforests is extraordinarily rich and diverse, a direct result of the abundant water and sunlight. The forests are dominated by tall, broad-leaved evergreen trees that form the dense canopy. Species like rosewood, ebony, and mahogany are prized for their valuable timber and are characteristic of these woodlands. Below them, a profusion of other plants competes for a place in the light. Giant ferns, intricate orchids clinging to tree bark, and countless species of vines known as lianas twist their way up towards the canopy. The forest floor is a carpet of mosses, fungi, and shade-loving plants, all contributing to the complex tapestry of vegetation. The animal life here is just as spectacular and varied, with many species adapted to a life spent high in the trees. The canopy is alive with the chatter of primates. The lion-tailed macaque, with its striking silver-white mane, is a rare and iconic resident of the Western Ghats. These forests are also home to a dazzling array of birds, such as the great hornbill, whose large, colorful beak is a remarkable sight as it flies through the canopy. Reptiles including the king cobra, the world's longest venomous snake, patrol the forest floor, while countless species of amphibians thrive in the damp conditions, their calls adding to the forest's nightly chorus. Famous examples of these vital ecosystems in India include the Silent Valley National Park in Kerala, a pristine stretch of rainforest nestled in the Western Ghats. This park is renowned for its untouched beauty and is a critical habitat for many endangered species, including the lion-tailed macaque. In the northeast, the Namdapha National Park in Arunachal Pradesh is another jewel, boasting an incredible range of altitudes that support a vast diversity of life, from lowland rainforests to alpine meadows. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands also harbor unique rainforests, with many species of plants and animals that are found nowhere else on the planet, making them globally important biodiversity hotspots. The sheer density of life in the rainforest means that every organism is interconnected. The hornbill plays a vital role in dispersing the seeds of fruit trees, helping the forest to regenerate. The fungi on the forest floor break down dead organic matter, returning essential nutrients to the soil for the trees to use. It is a closed-loop system of immense complexity and efficiency. Each plant and animal, no matter how small, has a role to play in the health and stability of the entire ecosystem. This intricate web of life is what makes the rainforest so resilient, yet also so vulnerable to disruption from outside forces. The tropical deciduous forests are the most widespread forests in India, covering a vast portion of the country's heartland. Unlike the rainforest, these woodlands are defined by a distinct seasonal rhythm, dictated by the monsoon. They experience a clear cycle of a long dry season followed by a period of heavy rainfall. To conserve water during the harsh, rainless months, the trees in these forests have evolved a remarkable adaptation. They shed their leaves. For several weeks or months, the forest can appear bare and dormant, a stark contrast to its lushness during the wet season. This shedding of leaves is what gives the forest its name, deciduous. These forests thrive in regions that receive a moderate amount of rainfall, typically between 70 and 200 centimeters per year. This is less than the rainforests, but more than the arid thorn forests. The climate is characterized by hot summers, followed by the life-giving monsoon rains, and then a cooler, dry winter. This seasonal pattern influences every aspect of life within the forest. The landscape undergoes a dramatic transformation each year, from the open, sun-drenched canopy of the dry season to the dense, green shade of the monsoon. These forests are found across a huge swath of India, from the foothills of the Himalayas down through states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and parts of Maharashtra. The geography of these regions is typically less extreme than that of the rainforests. They occupy large plains and plateaus in the interior of the country, away from the direct, intense rainfall of the coastal mountains. The soil in these areas is often fertile, but the lack of year-round water is the limiting factor that shapes the ecosystem. The dry season can be challenging for both plants and animals, with a scarcity of water and food. The forest floor becomes a carpet of dry, rustling leaves which can create a high risk of natural fires, another force that has shaped the evolution of the species living here. When the monsoon finally arrives, the forest is reborn. The bare branches sprout new leaves with astonishing speed, and the entire landscape turns a vibrant green within a matter of weeks. The air, once dry and dusty, becomes humid and filled with the scent of damp earth and new growth. This sudden abundance of water and foliage triggers a flurry of activity among the forest's inhabitants. It is a time of breeding, growth, and plenty. This dramatic cycle of dormancy and renewal is the defining characteristic of the deciduous forest, a powerful demonstration of nature's ability to adapt to a world of seasonal change. The flora of the deciduous forests is perfectly adapted to survive the long dry season. The dominant trees are species that can withstand several months without rain. Teak and sal are two of the most well-known and economically important trees found in these forests. Their valuable hardwood is incredibly durable, making it highly sought after for construction and furniture. Other common trees include sandalwood, with its fragrant wood, and bamboo, which is not a tree but a giant grass that grows in dense thickets. These plants have developed mechanisms like thick bark to protect against dry heat and seasonal fires, and their leaf-shedding strategy is the ultimate water-saving measure. The animal community of the deciduous forest is equally well adapted to the seasonal changes. These forests are home to some of India's most iconic and charismatic large mammals. The Bengal tiger, India's national animal, is the apex predator here, stalking through the undergrowth in search of prey. Its primary food sources are large herbivores like the sambar deer, the spotted deer, also called chital, and wild boar, which are abundant in these habitats. Elephants also roam these forests in herds, their movements often dictated by the search for water and fresh vegetation, forcing them to travel long distances during the dry season. Many of India's most famous wildlife sanctuaries are located within these deciduous forests, offering a glimpse into this incredible world. The Gir National Park in Gujarat is a unique type of dry, deciduous forest and is globally famous as the last remaining home of the Asiatic lion. In central India, Kanha and Bandhavgarh national parks in Madhya Pradesh are renowned for their healthy tiger populations and the sweeping grasslands interspersed with sal forests. These parks provide a critical refuge for wildlife and are prime examples of deciduous ecosystems, showcasing the dramatic seasonal beauty and the rich biodiversity that these forests support. The survival of animals here often depends on their ability to cope with the lean period of the dry season. Many species have adapted their breeding cycles to coincide with the monsoon, ensuring that their young are born when food and water are most plentiful. Some smaller animals may hibernate or estivate, a state of summer dormancy, to conserve energy during the hottest and driest months. The seasonal scarcity of resources creates intense competition, but it also drives the incredible resilience of the species that have made this changing world their home. Life in the deciduous forest is a constant dance between hardship and abundance. In the driest parts of India, where rainfall is scarce and unreliable, a very different kind of forest takes hold. These are the thorn forests and scrubs, ecosystems built for survival in extreme conditions. The climate here is hot and dry for most of the year, with annual rainfall typically less than 70 centimeters. The rain that does fall often comes in short, intense bursts, and the water quickly evaporates under the scorching sun. These harsh conditions mean that only the toughest and most well-adapted plants and animals can survive. Thorn forests are found in the semi-arid regions of states like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, and in the drier, rain-shadow areas of the Deccan Plateau. The plants in a thorn forest are masterpieces of water conservation. Instead of large, lush leaves that would lose a lot of water to the atmosphere, the trees and shrubs here have small leaves. Many have gone a step further, modifying their leaves into sharp thorns or spines. This adaptation serves two purposes. It drastically reduces water loss and also protects the plant from being eaten by grazing animals. The trees are generally short and stunted, with deep root systems that can tap into underground water sources. Common species include the babul, also known as Acacia nilotica, and kikar trees, as well as various types of cacti and succulents that store water in their fleshy stems. The overall appearance of a thorn forest is sparse and open, a stark contrast to the dense canopies of the rainforests. The trees are scattered, with large patches of bare ground or scrubland in between. This openness is a direct result of the intense competition for water. Each plant needs a significant amount of space to gather enough moisture to survive. The landscape is often dusty and sun-baked, with a color palette of browns, grays, and muted greens. Despite its seemingly barren appearance, this ecosystem is teeming with life, all of it having evolved incredible strategies to cope with the heat and drought. The animals that inhabit the thorn forests are just as resilient as the plants. Many are nocturnal, choosing to rest in burrows or shaded areas during the intense heat of the day and becoming active at night when it is cooler. This is a land of reptiles, with various species of lizards and snakes that thrive in the warm, dry conditions. Mammals found here include the black buck, an elegant antelope known for its spiraled horns, and the Indian gazelle or chinkara. Predators like the caracal, a medium-sized wildcat, and the Indian wolf have also adapted to this challenging environment, often covering vast distances in search of prey and water. Life in the thorn forest is a testament to nature's tenacity. Along the sheltered coastlines, in the deltas and estuaries where freshwater rivers meet the saltwater of the sea, we find one of the most unique forest ecosystems on Earth, the mangroves. These forests are defined by their ability to thrive in a challenging, ever-changing environment of brackish water, tidal flows, and soft, muddy soil. The climate is typically tropical and humid, but the defining feature is the water itself. The plants here must cope with high salt concentrations and waterlogged soil that is low in oxygen. Mangrove forests are found along India's eastern and western coasts, particularly in the deltas of major rivers like the Ganges, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, and Godavari. The plants of the mangrove forest are truly remarkable specialists. To cope with the salty water, some species have glands on their leaves that excrete excess salt, while others can filter the salt out at their roots. To breathe in the oxygen-poor mud, many mangrove trees have developed incredible root systems. Some, like the Sundari tree, have pneumatophores, specialized roots that grow upwards, out of the mud and water, like snorkels, to take in oxygen directly from the air. Other species have stilt roots that prop them up above the water level, providing stability in the soft, shifting mud. These adaptations make the mangrove forest a dense, almost impenetrable tangle of roots and branches. The most famous and largest mangrove forest in the world is the Sundarbans, located in the vast delta of the Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers, spanning across India's West Bengal and Bangladesh. The name Sundarbans means beautiful forest, and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This forest is home to the iconic Sundari tree, from which it gets its name. The Sundarbans are a critical habitat and a formidable natural barrier, protecting the inland areas from the destructive force of cyclones and storm surges that frequently come in from the Bay of Bengal. The dense network of roots traps sediment, helping to build and stabilize the coastline. The Sundarbans are also famous for their unique wildlife, most notably the Royal Bengal tiger. The tigers here are unlike any others. They are powerful swimmers, perfectly at home in this semi-aquatic world, and are known to prey on fish and crabs in addition to deer. The murky waters are also home to saltwater crocodiles, while the trees are filled with a variety of birds, including kingfishers and herons. The mudflats, exposed at low tide, are teeming with life, from mud skippers, fish that can walk on land, to countless species of crabs. The mangrove forest is a vital nursery for many species of fish and prawns, making it crucial for the coastal fishing industry and the livelihoods of millions of people. A map is a powerful tool. It is much more than just lines on a page. It is a way of understanding the world and our place within it. For exploring and protecting India's diverse forests, maps are absolutely essential. A physical map of India clearly shows the country's major geographical features: the towering Himalayas in the north, the long stretch of the western and eastern Ghats along the coasts, the central Deccan Plateau, and the arid Thar Desert in the west. By looking at these features, we can begin to predict where different types of forests might be found. The high mountain ranges, for example, are likely places to find rainforests on their wind-facing slopes. Modern maps, especially those created using satellite imagery, give us an even more detailed picture. These maps can show the actual green cover of the country, allowing us to see the exact locations and extent of forested areas. They use different colors and textures to represent different types of land cover. A deep, dark green might indicate a dense tropical rainforest, while a lighter, patchier green could represent a deciduous forest. Brown or tan colors often signify the sparse vegetation of a thorn forest or desert. By studying these patterns, scientists and conservationists can monitor the health of forests over time, tracking changes like deforestation or reforestation. Maps are also indispensable for navigating to and within these forests. They show the locations of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries like Gir, Kanha, or the Sundarbans. They can display roads, trails, and rivers, helping researchers, forest rangers, and even tourists to find their way. For conservation efforts, maps are crucial for planning. They help in identifying corridors, strips of land that connect different forest patches, which are vital for allowing animals like tigers and elephants to move between habitats. By mapping these corridors, conservationists can work to protect them, ensuring that animal populations do not become isolated and vulnerable. Furthermore, a map helps us appreciate the sheer scale and diversity of India's natural heritage. When you see the distinct patches of green representing the Western Ghats rainforests, the vast swath of the central deciduous forests, the yellow-brown of the Thar Desert's thorn scrub, and the intricate coastal fringe of the Sundarbans mangroves all on one map, you gain a powerful visual understanding of the country's incredible ecological variety. It puts everything into context, showing how these different ecosystems fit together like pieces of a giant living puzzle. In this way, a simple map becomes a storybook of India's natural world, inviting us to explore and cherish it. Our journey through India's forests has revealed a world of astonishing diversity and ingenuity. From the perpetually wet, multi-layered canopies of the tropical rainforests to the seasonally transforming landscapes of the deciduous woodlands, each ecosystem is a unique solution to a different set of environmental challenges. We have seen how life adapts to extremes, from the water-hoarding plants of the arid thorn forests to the salt-tolerant, air-breathing trees of the coastal mangroves. This incredible variety of forests is one of India's greatest treasures, a living library of evolutionary wonders that has taken millions of years to assemble. Each forest is not an isolated island, but part of a larger, interconnected system. The health of one ecosystem can affect another, and together, they provide services that are essential for human well-being. They regulate the flow of rivers, ensuring a supply of clean water for agriculture and cities. They protect our coastlines from storms, store vast amounts of carbon, helping to stabilize the global climate, and are a source of livelihood for millions of people who depend on them for food, fuel, and medicine. The sheer richness of plant and animal life they contain represents a biological legacy of incalculable value. This rich tapestry of life, however, is fragile. The pressures of a growing human population, deforestation for agriculture and industry, and the growing impacts of climate change pose a significant threat to India's forests. As habitats shrink and become fragmented, the incredible species that live within them, from the lion-tailed macaque to the Bengal tiger, face an uncertain future. The loss of these forests would not only be a tragedy for wildlife, but would also have severe consequences for our own society, undermining the very natural systems that support us. Therefore, the protection of these diverse forests is one of the most important challenges of our time. It requires a collective effort from governments, communities, and individuals. Through the establishment of national parks, the enforcement of conservation laws, and the promotion of sustainable living, we can work to preserve these vital ecosystems. By understanding and appreciating the complexity and beauty of India's forests, we foster a sense of responsibility to safeguard them. They are a shared heritage, a gift from the past, and it is our duty to ensure that this vibrant, life-giving tapestry remains intact for all the generations that are yet to come.